Okay, so, it took me probably about like a half an hour to just sit there, which is fine. I was folding laundry, so, whatever. Took me about half an hour. I was just sitting there, to get rid of the red dragon. If you want to know what happens, he gets down to about 10% of his health, and then he goes away. Let me turn the sound back on again, since I was tired of listening to the roar and the fire breath over and over and over again. Oh well. So yeah. The red dragon gets down to about, I'd say closer to about 20% health, something like that. I think he just looks mildly annoying. He just looks mildly annoyed and flies away. That's it. So, as you can see, looky-loo. Blue Dragon's still here. Well, if you make a run for it, then you can squeeze up against the wall right behind him. Check it out. And then the tail sweep goes right over your head. And then, if you don't want to time it, well, look at that. I wasn't expecting him to collision detect me off of the cliff. But, couple things. Changes to the character. I went ahead and I cleared out the rest of the Dregling merchant's inventory while the camera was off. And also, I found out that once the Dregling merchant is, once the red dragon is gone, red dragon doesn't come back. I think in the original, the red dragon came back every single time. And one important thing that's always important to point out to people is that if you fail to beat level 1-1 in Demon Souls in one goal, then whenever you get close to where Ostrava was, whenever he needed to be rescued from all the Dreglings and whatnot, and he gave us the brass telescope. Whenever you get close to that, he spawns. And because he spawns, that means he could possibly need your help to survive. So it's highly recommended that you take the same path that we did last time and hop the fence to fall down to where Ostrava was originally standing, because he spawns at the bottom of the platform that he was standing on, and so he begins engaging the enemies right away. Either way, we're back here, and you don't need to watch me run through the entire level again, so short video this time, but like I showed you, you can run right past the sweeping tail. If you just run, which they taught you how to do in the tutorial, just hold the circle button and the analog stick wherever. If you just run, I should yawn today, I don't know what's going on. If you just run, and you can get to the wall underneath the dragon's tail, and you can avoid the dragon whipping its tail at you. And that you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that damage or anything like that. So, with that in mind, you can do that rather than any other option. And then, as soon as the dragon tail whips against the wall, you just run behind you, get the ring of intense strength, of great strength, or whatever that the blue dragon is guarding, and that's it. So increases equipment weight limit. That's going to allow you to pack on more armor and whatnot without without fat rolling and without having a reduction in the amount of gobbledygook that you're putting up with. So that'll make me fat roll no matter what. But that won't with this ring. So I'm still down to 24.9%, and I can have a little bit of increased protection and everything. I'm not going to do that because everything is far away to begin with, and I'm still treating this game as if it is a survival horror game. So I'm still prioritizing the gathering of items, so I put the Providential ring back on, and just go from there. I guess I could take the fragrant ring off, put the ring of great strength back on, and do that. But I'm not going to. I could take the fragrant ring on and off as needed, but I am not going to do that. It's too much of a pain in the neck. The enemies are already way away from me, and so I've got this healthy distance between them and I can just move on from there. So you can take it off and put it back on whenever you need it, whenever you've drained of magic, and then just go and wash dishes and then come back once your MP has come back or whatever. Yeah, this is kind of a boring way to get through the game, but it's also a way to get through the game. It's the easiest possible way to get through the game. You know, we're not looking to speed run or anything like that. We're looking for the easiest way to get through the game, and that way you can go ahead and beat this game, and perhaps you'll be like me and beat it, not want to touch it ever again, and then immediately start a new game. And soon enough, you're addicted. You've just got the From Software bug, and it just slowly starts to inspire you to reach up and do greater things in life. You know, maybe go back to school, maybe, buy a piece of land from someplace like iltaxsales.com or whatever your local courthouse tells you to go to, and, buy some cheap land and put together a log cabin and quit paying for that mortgage or rents that you're currently dealing with, and suddenly, you got one less bill to deal with. Put together some solar panels, get your own power, get rid of that power bill. Dig yourself a shallow well, get your own water, get rid of that water bill. Start using a composting toilet, get your own, septic system, or, dig your own septic, get rid of that sewage bill. Figure out creative ways to get rid of your trash, get rid of your trash bill, if that's separate from your sewer bill or a sewage bill or whatnot. Start chopping down your own trees. And soon enough, with no bills, then you can do whatever you want to do. You got property taxes once a year, which is going to be pretty cheap on a $1,000 or less property, which is exactly the type of prices that you can find on iltaxsales.com. And so you can do stuff like that. Whatever you want to do. So maybe you start to realize that 100% of our ancestors found shelter, so you can do this. You don't need to be a carpenter, an engineer, or anything like that to do all this. And maybe you get, you go out there, you put some hammers onto some boards. You go out there, you buy yourself a cheap drill from Walmart and put some screws into some boards and stuff. Soon enough, you get yourself a tree house or something to live in. Chop down your own wood. Get a wood burning stove. Make one yourself. Stuff like that. And so, Either way, I'm going to work my way back to the dragon. I'm going to show you how to get across the bridge without the dragon helping you out with this big fire sweep that that the red dragon does whenever it's hanging around. All right, and I guess I'll talk to you then. Short video this time.